I thought that this was a frontal assault on academic freedom and freedom of speech.
Like Jordan Peterson, you were challenged by people to force you, to compel you to
Right.
say certain things that you didn't necessarily agree with. But unlike him, he never had to go legal with it. You did. why
Right. I
did
did have to do that.
That's pretty bold because why did you think it was so important to draw this line in the sand by taking a stance you took? I mean, you could have just capitulated and concede to the students' desires and go along to get along. And maybe later we can talk about the virtue of courage in the classroom.
Right.
But why did you think that was such an important line to draw?
Well, there are several reasons. One is that I'm philosophically opposed to the view that a person's biology and his gender can be two completely different things. So I would have been basically supporting an ideology that I didn't agree with. It also violates my beliefs as a Christian that God created us male and female. Another major motivation for me is that the Bible is very, very clear about our not speaking lies. You see many references to it. I probably should have collected some of the verses, but they're not hard to find. So to speak something that isn't true merely for the sake of going along is actually forbidden in Scripture. And so, at least for those reasons, I simply could not go along with it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I also was worried, I should point out, I was also very, very worried about freedom of speech on campus, academic freedom. I thought that this was a frontal assault on academic freedom and freedom of speech.
And let me add to that, that he also had no choice. We tried to work things out with the university. I mean, he offered an accommodation to the student here, trying to be respectful to the student without compromising his convictions. And the university brushed that aside and said it wasn't good enough. And so we went through a months-long appeal process with the university, trying to work this out before going legal, as you say. But the university persisted in disciplining him and refused to rescind that disciplinary action. And so at that point, he had no choice but to invoke his rights under the law and insist that the university respect the First Amendment.
Yes, that's a very important point. I almost certainly, to my mind anyway, would have been fired by now. It wasn't like I had a choice whether, I could maybe go along or not go along and things would go on as before. That wasn't the case. I would almost certainly be fired.
Yeah, and again, thankful for the work of Alliance Defending Freedom.
Right.
It makes the university a better place, a place that it was supposed to be, a place where you could actually debate contentious claims rather than being compelled to go along with some particular viewpoint.